Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my weekly review.
Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here, meeting my icon, Kathryn Newton here.
Across the streams of hopes and dreams where things are really not. Come along if you can. Come along if you dare.
Have a good one. Cheers, guys.
Side of your mind, but please realize you'll probably be surprised.
Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the mid-season premiere of Supernatural on the CW, as well as the Backdoor pilot for, well, the episode is also called Wayward Sisters. The proposed spin-off is finally showing its stuff, and we'll see if it gets the go-ahead within a few months here. But we've finally gotten to see it, and this news was announced a good number of months ago, and I was looking forward to it. And Wayward Sisters is sort of a concoction of a fan idea, really, from what I understand. This is brought up and kind of thought of by the fandom itself, a good few years ago, and it looks like they're really giving it a go ahead. Really good look here at what they're trying to put together, and I think it's done fairly well. I did like this. Of course, there wasn't a whole lot of Sam and Dean in this episode, unfortunately. But I think we all kind of figured that, knowing it was going to, serve as the backdoor pilot to the show. And, like I said, I liked it, I am a huge fan of Supernatural. I debate between Supernatural and, another show, and I still probably will, but Supernatural, it could be my favorite show of all time. I have the poster over there, I have all the seasons, I have a bunch of pops and stuff like that. It's just like the ultimate show for me, from its humor to its great long running stories, its characters, its cast, performances, humor, everything like that. I don't know if I already said humor, but and there was another spin-off attempted back in season 8, Bloodlines. That one it was an okay episode, but that one wasn't very successful. It didn't get the go-ahead, and I understand why. It had characters that we didn't know anything about that were just introduced in the episode of, and they attempted to make a whole show based around them that quickly. And that just didn't work, it almost felt a little bit too much like the Vampire Diaries as well, which I love the Vampire Diaries, and the originals especially, but, we didn't need that kind of setup with, Supernatural spinoff, I don't think. But with this, we're taking, a couple, especially a couple certain fan favorite characters here, which are, Claire and, Jody Mills, and really trying to weave something, natural and more organic, ties into our main story, and then, kind of branching outward into their own thing. And that's another big plus for this episode. It just felt natural. And I think that's where Wayward Sisters can really succeed if it gets the go-ahead, and I think it really should. Now, like I said, our two, tie-ins here, our two characters that, really get the weight of it are, like I said, Kim Rhodes, Jody Mills, who's been making appearances here and there for a good few seasons now. And Kim Rhodes also attends a lot of conventions and stuff like that too, so she's been very much a part of the fandom for a while too. I've always liked her. I still think I prefer Ellen, from the first 5 seasons of the show. I do like Ellen a little bit more. But it's a natural setup, with Jody taking in, these younger girls and trying to build something out of what they've lost. I think it's very clear and simple, yet very workable setup. So again, that's just praise to the idea initially. and it works well here because we still have Jodie, with Alex living with her, who used to be a vampire. I kind of think we'll get some more tie-ins to the vampires again if we get the whole show. I think that'll be a story for Alex at some point too, who I do like. Katherine, excuse me, I just want to make sure. Yep, Kathleen Ramdeen. She actually liked one of my tweets on Twitter before, which is cool. She's trying to be more of a nurse. She's trying to sort of separate herself from it for a little bit. Not so much in the way like Sam did with John. That's an entirely different thing. But she's trying to also have her own life, but she's completely willing to help Jodie whenever she needed it. And then you have Patience, who we just met this season, the relative of Missouri Mosley. And that's another thing I do wish they would have kept Missouri Mosley alive. She was in the first season, they bring her back for one episode, then kill her off. I kind of think that was a missed opportunity there. I think Missouri Mosley, whether she died in like the first season or two of Wayward Sisters, if they go on, that would have been understandable, but I think she could have served as a good mentor for a little while at least, to the whole group. But we kind of have Patience filling that role, I guess. Not so much the mentor, but the powers and her visions and stuff like that. She's all right. She's not as well developed as the others, but she has a place for sure. And then my favorite part of it. Well, there's also Donna. She's a cop. She's kind of an airhead, but she's apparently gotten pretty good at killing vampires. She's funny. She brings a bit of levity to the show, I think. Out of all the characters on the show, though, I don't think she's the most needed, really. She feels I don't want to say useless, but I feel like if she wasn't a part of the whole Wayward Sisters pitch, I don't think it would have made much of a difference. It feels like she couldn't. It feels like she could not be there, and it won't really affect anything. But it's okay. Because she seems to be more of a supporting character anyway, which is fine. We also have Kaia, the Green Walker. Sam and Dean try to get her to help them, find where their mother is being held in that reality, but then they got stuck in the bad place. And it seems like she'll have a bigger, more antagonistic role to play if we see Wayward Sisters go forward, which again I really hope it does. And then my favorite thing about it so far, and I think it's going to be my favorite thing about it no matter what, is Kathryn Newton as Claire Novak. It's great to see her. I've always loved Claire. I know some people seem to complain about Claire for some reason. They think she's just like whiny and sort of kind of like that teen angst thing, I guess. Sort of, I suppose, but I don't really think she's that bad. She's not unreasonable. She has a great head on her shoulders, and it's not like she's just throwing fits either. She has legitimate psychological issues, and I don't think they're overdoing it with her either on that end. And it's not like she's just causing drama to cause drama so far. So I don't really see what people are getting at. She's pretty. She has a lot of hidden vulnerability, but she's really being made out to be the lead of this show so far, and I'm completely fine with that. I think Kathryn Newton is doing a very fine job with that. I think she can take the reins if it gets to that, and again, please please let it. So I was surprised, but pleasantly so, that she seems to be even more focused on Jodie, which I'm perfectly fine with. We get a couple pretty cool fight sequences with her and some werewolves at the beginning, and as well as the end. A lot of it is on Claire's shoulders, and she's the driving force. She learns a lesson in this episode, and she kind of likes to go in more like kamikaze style, because there's an argument for okay, how much time do you take with all this planning and everything, and that gives people more time to die basically. It kind of depends on the situation, but she learns, I think, from what happens to Kaia in this episode, to kind of set things up a little bit more. But again, I think it does depend on the situation too. But yeah, and I do like her and Alex's dynamic. They have a banter and sort of a rivalry, frenemy kind of thing with each other. But whenever they do, they're kind of smiling at each other at the same time. So there's love and care there. I think that will be a great focus for the show as well. And I do think Claire's meant to be the lead of this, but of course another big focus of it, and the heart of it is her and Jodie's connection, and Jodie sort of being a mother to her. I think it would be cool if they had Misha Collins Castiel guest star on Wayward Sisters once in a while. I think that'd be a great idea. It was odd last season when Claire was in such jeopardy with the werewolf thing and they didn't even mention Cass at all. I don't know. But I think it's still a great idea if the show does go forward. But yeah, so I really like this episode actually, and the little bit we did get the Sam and Dean, of course, are pretty good. I'm looking forward to their main story continuing next week. But I definitely think this is time well spent. We see them in the bad place. The bad place isn't really a whole lot different from other things we've seen before. Like purgatory and stuff like that. The lighting's just kind of different. But we do get these mutated, sort of just creature type of things, and the effects on them are actually pretty decent. When we see them up close, they definitely look a lot better than the Leviathans, I think. But we kind of wanted more of a face, for this threat, and we kind of got it because we see when Kaia is supposedly killed after she pushes, she pushes Claire out of the way at the end. We see this shadowy figure, and it turns out to be Kaia as well. So is Kaia kind of playing them and leading them into this, trap or setup, or is this another version of her? I don't know. But it should make things interesting for sure on that end. And there's still a lot of unknowns and unpredictability as to what else, our sisters could face as well. As Jody sort of says at the end, Dee and Sam keep handling the world, and let's focus on their town here. So I like that as well. It's good to see Claire and Claire meet up with Sam and Dean again too, and she went to rescue him. That was really nice. And I always like their older brother, younger sister kind of connection. It's great. I love Claire. I think I already said that, but overall I think this episode really succeeded. I also like the opening to this too. I don't know the song exactly, but it's I Am Defiant, and I love the sequence. I love the whole editing, showing all of them and stuff like that, especially Claire's bits, of course. And there's also those people that are saying, oh, this is capitalizing on the Wonder Woman success and other feminist stuff like that. It is what it is. If it's good, it's good. Why try to make it into something else? Why try to just create issues or just cause shit? Whatever it is, it's working in my opinion. And I really want to see more of it. I hope Wayward Sisters goes through, and I think it will. I'm not sure when we're going to find out exactly, but I think it's supposed to be within the next few months or something. Because I do see people mostly reacting pretty positively to this. There are some people, like I said, complaining. But it's definitely more successful than the way Bloodlines was received, for sure. And yeah, if I had to rate this episode, I'm going to rate it about a 9.3 out of 10. I liked it that much. I thought it was a really enjoyable episode, and made for a good setup and lead into Wayward Sisters. I really, really want to see it. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.